Greetings, this is Vane and welcome back to Let's Play Planescape Torment. Okay. So in the last episode we done the second and third floor of the Mortuary. Head down here. This doddering corpse has had its eyes sewn shut as well as its mouth, and the number 732 is carved into its brow. The threadwork that keeps its ocular cavities sealed looks extremely old. You wonder if the eyes were sewn shut before or after the man's death. You notice he is carrying a huge tome in his hands, as if taking it somewhere. Take the tome from his hands, carefully. You carefully take the tome from the corpse's hands. It doesn't seem to notice. The tome appears to be a book of enchantments and wards. It is filled with diagrams and charts detailing various aspects of the necromantic arts. The book itself is extremely heavy. As awkward as the zombie is, it must have been very strong. Leave the corpse in peace. Tome of Bone and Ash. This worn leather-bound tome lists diagrams and charts detailing several minor wards and enchantments. There are numerous drawings of skeletons, bones, and the manner in which they may be preserved over time. Of particular interest is the section regarding guardians. Apparently, dustmen animate corpses of fallen giants who serve as guardians for the mortuary. To make them even deadlier, armour and enchantments are woven into their best plates to help to shield them from attacks. The book is much too complex for you to absorb all at once, but it looks as if you could refer to certain sections when a need arises. Okay. Just be male, female. Skeleton. The skeletons have been given a semblance of life through necromancy. Although these skeletons have no ligaments or musculature, their joints are bound with thin metal bolts, and their bones appear bound with leather straps and cords round beneath their armour. Skeletons suffer less damage from any slashing or piercing weapons. Crushing weapons such as clubs and hammers inflict normal damage. Found a fanged circular symbol on the forehead of Zombie 79. Just looking at the symbol reminded me of the ancient copper earring I got from the southeast preparation room. Perhaps the two are connected. Okay. These metallic blue tapestries are made of thin chain links. Another rusty, blood-covered slab.
All right.
See a male corpse with the number 331 chiselled into his skull. His eyes and lips are stitched closed, and there is a gaping hole torn in his throat. He smells foul. So, anything interesting going on? Farewell then. This heavy barred gate of rusted steel, there doesn't appear to be any way of opening it. Dustman regards you with a stony gaze. Are you lost? No, I'm not lost. I had some questions. I am here to see someone. I am here to see Dahl. Thank you for the information. The reanimated male corpse has the numbers 1041 carved onto its forehead. Despite its taut, desiccated flesh, it is apparent that the features once had a rather exotic cast to them. The zombie's lips have been stitched closed, most likely to prevent it from moaning incessantly. and it smells strongly of formaldehyde. So, anything interesting going on? Nope. Okay. Heavy metal pipes run from the floor to the wall.
All right.
This woman's corpse pauses in its trudging about as you approach. You notice the number 114 is carved into her forehead. Her mouth has been sewn shut, but the threading is slowly coming loose and faint moans issue from between her lips. So, doing anything later? Farewell then.
Done. I'm gone. I'm gone.
Okay, so that's the portal.
All right.
This looks like a large tomb. The marble surface gives it a rather elegant look. The plaque on the bar says, "Here lies Dayanara."
I'm gone.
You see a strikingly beautiful ghostly form before you. Her arms are crossed and her eyes are closed. She has long flowing hair and her gown seems stirred by some ethereal breeze. As you watch, she stirs slightly and her eyes flicker. Greetings.
You! What is it that brings you here? Have you come to see firsthand the misery you have wrought? Perhaps in death I still hold some shred of use for you, my love.
Her eyes slowly open and she blinks in confusion for a moment, as if uncertain where she is. She looks around slowly, then sees you. Her tranquil face suddenly twists into a snarl. You, what is it that brings you here? Have you come to see firsthand the misery you have wrought? Perhaps in death I still hold some yet of shred of use for you. Her voice drops to a hiss. My love. My love? Do I know you? The spirit makes a begging motion with her hands. How can it be that the thieves of the mind continue to steal my name from your memory? Do you not remember me, my love? The ghost stretches out her arms. Think. Her voice becomes desperate again. The name Dinah must evoke some memory within you. I think I feel the stirrings of memory. Tell me more. Perhaps your words shall chase the shadows from my mind, Dayanara. Oh, at last the fates show mercy. Even death cannot chase me from your mind, my love. Do you not see? Your memories shall return. Tell me how I can help you, and I shall. Do you know who I am? You are one both blessed and cursed, my love, and you are one who is never far from my thoughts and heart. Blessed and cursed? What do you mean? The nature of your curse should be apparent, my love. Look at you. She points at you. Death rejects you. Your memories have abandoned you. Do you not pause and wonder why? I'm still trying to get my bearings. Actually, what else can you tell me about myself? I know that you once claimed you loved me and that you would love me until death claimed it both. I believe that, never knowing the truth of who you were, what you were. And what am I? I cannot. She suddenly freezes and speaks slowly, carefully, as if her voice frightens her. The truth is this. You are one who dies many deaths. These deaths have taken the knowing of all things mortal, and in your hand lies the spark of life and death. Those that die near you carry a trace of themselves that you can bring forth. As Dayanara speaks the words, a crawling sensation rolls up in the back of your skull. You suddenly feel compelled to look at your hand. As you lift it up and look at it, you can see the blood coursing sluggishly through your arm, pouring through your muscles, and in turn giving strength to your bones. What?
Updated my journal.
And you know that Dianara is right. You suddenly remember how to coax the dimmest spark of life from the body and bring it forth. The thought both horrifies you and intrigues you. Note, you have remembered how to raise others from the dead. To access this ability, select the Special Abilities button on the Quick menu. You can only use this on party members that have died in your presence. It will not work on anyone who does not travel with you, and it will not work on party members you remove from the party while they are dead. I had other questions. So, we've got raised dead. Nice. Who are you? Yeah, we got that. Okay. Can you tell me where I am? Where are you? Why you are here with me, my love? As in the times when life was something both of us shared. Now it is the eternal boundary that separates us. Eternal boundary? Dianara sounds saddened. It is a barrier I fear you shall never cross, my love. It is the barrier between your life and what remains of mine. I see. Perhaps you could answer some more questions. I need to escape this place. Can you help me? As you're about to ask Dianara a question, it catches in your throat. It occurs to you that if you tell you are looking for an escape route, she may feel you are abandoning her. If you are going to ask her how to leave, you will need to be delicate about it. Dianara, I am in danger. Can you guide me to a place of safety? I shall return as soon as I can to speak with you again. In danger? Dianara looks concerned. Of course, my love. I will aid you any way I can. She closes her eyes for a moment and you watch an ethereal zephyr pass through her body, stirring her hair. After a moment the zephyr dies and her eyes slowly open. Perhaps there is a way. Yes. I sense this place holds many doors shrouded from mortal eyes. Perhaps you could use one of these portals as a means of escape. Portals? Portals are holes in existence leading to destinations in the inner and outer planes. If you could find the proper key, you could escape through one of them. Key? Diana pauses for a moment as if attempting to remember. Portals will reveal themselves when you have the proper key. Unfortunately, these keys can be almost anything. An emotion, a piece of wood, a dagger of silvered glass, a scrap of cloth, a tune you hum to yourself. I fear that the dustmen are the only ones who would know the keys you could use to leave their halls, my love. I see. I had some other questions. Okay, nothing now, Diana, though I shall return. Farewell. Hold a moment. I have learned much when I travelled with you, my love, and what you have lost I have retained. I have not divulged all that I would know of you. My sight is clear whilst you fumble in the darkness for a spark of thought. And what is it your sight sees that I do not? Time itself relaxes its hold as the chill of oblivion slowly claims us, my love. Glimpses of things yet to come swarm across my vision. I see you, my love. I see you as you are now, and Diana goes quiet. What is it? What do you see? I see what lies ahead of you. It ripples through the plain street, stemming outward from this point. Shall I speak of what I see? Tell me. First, I require a promise. Promise you will return, that you will find some means to save me or join me. I find it hard to believe that a woman I once loved would blackmail promises from me with the promise of revelations. Have you no faith in me, Dianara? Dianara looks taken aback, and then her tone changes, her voice becoming almost pleading. I do not mean to extract a vow from you, my love. It's just that I have waited so long for you to join me beyond the... If you do not mean to extract a vow from me, Dianara, then do not do so. Now tell your vision, and we shall speak no more of vows and promises. Dianara stiffens. She looks as if she's about to say something, then sighs in defeat. Farewell, my love. As before, I shall have to place my trust in you. She closes her eyes. Wait.
This is what my eyes see, my love. Unfettered by the shackles of time. You shall meet enemies 3, but none more dangerous than yourself in your full glory. They are shades of evil, of good, and of neutrality. given life and twisted by the laws of the planes. You shall come to a prison built of regrets and sorrow, where the shadows themselves have gone mad. There you will be asked to make a terrible sacrifice, my love. For the matter to be laid to rest, you must destroy that which keeps you alive and be immortal no longer.
Destroy what keeps me alive?
I know that you must die while you still can. The circle must come to a close, my love. You were not meant for this life. You must find that which was taken from you and travel beyond, into the lands of the dead.
Die while I still can.
Updated my journal.
I do not doubt your ability to rise from the dead. I do believe that every incarnation weakens your thoughts and memories. You claim to have lost your memory. Perhaps it is a side effect of countless deaths. If so, what more will you lose in successive deaths? If you lose your mind, you will not even know enough to realise that you cannot die. You shall truly be doomed. Countless deaths? How long has this been going on? I do not truly know, except that it has gone on long enough. I had some other questions. Nothing now done, though I shall return.
I shall wait for you in death's halls, my love.
She smiles, but there is only sadness in it. She closes her eyes, and with an ethereal whisper, she fades. You back with me, Chief? You kind of drifted out on me there. No, I'm fine. Do you know who that spirit was? Spirit? That spectre I was talking to. The woman. You were rattling your bone box with some woman. Where? Morte looks round excited. What did she look like? She was right on top of the buyer. Didn't you see her? No, you just kind of drifted out there for a bit there. Just stood statued like. I was worried you'd gone adult on me again. No, I'm fine, I think. Let's move on.
I feel stronger.
So. This is where we are. We are currently a fighter. These are our abilities. We are neutral. True neutral characters believe in maintaining the balance between law and chaos. They don't tip the scales between the two and tend to oppose anyone who does. Okay, so information, yep. I feel like I've woken up inside someone's dream. I don't know who I am, I don't know how I got here, and I don't know how to get out. The first thing I remember is crawling off a metal slab in some vaulted monstrosity called the Mortuary, and some floating skull asking me a bunch of damned questions. I've lost my memory, I've lost my possessions, and the only thing I seem to know is that I can get stabbed, beaten, burnt, and I get better. This regeneration of mine hasn't done much for my looks, but no one seems to notice. I need to figure out who I am and how I got this way. I feel like something's missing, something inside, but I don't know what. That's me. Okay, so I've got characteristic point, 5 hit points. It's not bad. Let's accept that. I'm going to put you up to 17, I think. Genius level intelligence. Okay. And we've got Morte is a fighter who is chaotic good. Chaotic good characters aren't concerned with structural order. They're individualists who tend towards performing acts of kindness. Information. Biography. Of course you've got questions about me. You have questions about all sorts of things. Let me boil it down for you. When you've been as dead as long as I have, without arms, legs or anything else, you spend a lot of time thinking, you know. I figure it's been a few hundred years since I got penned in the dead book, but time really doesn't tally up the way it used to. Without that mortality thing pressing down on you, all the days and nights tend to blend together. So you think about this, you think about that, and the most important piece of wisdom I've learned over the past 100 or so years is this: there's a lot more obscene gestures that you can make with your eyes and your jaw than most people think. Even without resorting to insults and taunting, you can really light a bonfire under someone with just the right combination of eye movements and jaw clicking. Drives them balmy. If you ever get beheaded and your skin flayed from your skull, I'll show you how that's done. I've got some real gems, Chief. They'd drive a diva to murder, they would. I know what you're thinking. I'm dead. I've lost so much. It should have sewed me up to all that joy I miss, all those loves I've lost. Some people get depressed about death. They haven't tried it, of course. But one thing they never seem to realise is how it changes your perspective on things. It really makes you take a second look at life, broaden your horizons. For me, it's pretty much made me realise how many dead chits are in this burg and how few sharp-tongued men like myself there are to go around. You spin the wheel right and your years of spending nights alone are forever. Are over. Shallow? I'm not shallow. I just don't get caught up in all that philosophy and faith and belief washed at every burg from Abora to the Grey Waste rattle their jaws about. Who cares? The planes are what they are, you are what you are, and if it changes, fine, but things aren't bad the way they are, and I should know. Go on, ask me some questions about the planes, or the chant, or the people, or the cultures. When you end up like me, without eyelids that is, you end up seeing a lot of things, and I can tell you almost anything you need to know. It's like this, we're in this together, Chief. Until this is over, I stick like your leg. Okay.
All right. Done. I'm gone. All right.
Deathman Guard. I seem to have forgotten turned around in these halls. Are there any guides who can direct visitors? Desmond frowns. He seems sceptical. There are guides that can direct you in the antechamber. Do not wander the mortuary unescorted. Thank you for your assistance. I will speak to the guide. There is an odd symbol on this plaque. It looks like a screaming skull with sharp blades protruding from its sides. You see a tired-looking man in a black robe. His narrow face is extremely pale and he doesn't look as if he has been sleeping. His shoulders are slumped and his flesh sags loosely beneath his bloodshot eyes. He looks so lost in thought he doesn't even notice you. Greetings.
Updated my journal.
Greetings. The man turns to face you and makes a slight bow. He suddenly notices his eyes aren't bloodshot so much as they have a red tinge to them. I am Sogio. How may I? He suddenly seems to notice your scars and the corner of his mouth twitches. I am sorry, sir. Are you lost? No, I'm not lost. I had some questions. I do not recall omitting you. Sergio looks at you suspiciously and his eyes gleam red in the light of the torches. May I ask what you are doing here? I am here to see someone. Sergio nods. Who are you here to see? I would be more than happy to direct you. Adan. Does he still work here, or... See, this is a little trick. You'll see Adan come up a lot. You want to select the option when you can, because basically the more we tell lies about Adan, the more we create Adan until he pops into existence. And we'll see this in a way, but so for now it'll be Adan. Does he still work here, or Adan? Sergio's eyes narrow and the red tinge you saw in them seems more pronounced. No one of that name resides within the mortuary halls, living or dead. His mouth twitches, and to your surprise he sniffs the air for a moment. Then I must have misspoke. The corner of Sergio's mouth twitched again, and his eyes glowed. Then what is your business here? I'm here to see someone. I'm here to see Dianara. Dianara, there is a woman by that name interred for the Northwest Memorial. Is that who you are looking for? Yes. Can you tell me what happened to her? I do not know, but she's been here for quite some time. Her father might know what befell her. He visits here from his office in the upper ward frequently. It was his wish that she be placed in the memorial hall here. Thank you for the directions. I will go pay my respects. Sergio nods and his mouth twitches again. He doesn't even seem to be aware of it. Turn when you have paid for your respects and I will unlock the front gate for you. It is after 9 bells, so you have to leave as soon as you conclude your business. You know, I could do this another time. Can you let me out now? Sergio nods and the corner of his mouth twitches. Why, of course, these halls can be confusing to visitors. No harm done, but you're not permitted here in the mortuaries after 9 bells. Let me open the front gate for you. Thank you.
Ooh, looks like my skills have increased.
Can I ask you some... Well, very well, the front gate is unlocked, but you cannot re-enter. Can I ask you some questions before I leave? Sergio nods. You may ask your questions. Do you know there's a corpse up on the 2nd level that's a human in disguise? Pardon? There's a man disguised as a corpse upstairs. I think he's spying on the dustman. What? Why would anyone... Sergio's voice suddenly drops to a hiss and his lips peel back to reveal a row of jagged teeth. An anarchist. He gleamed a bright red. An anarchist. Here. Suddenly seems to remember your presence and compose himself. Thank you for informing me. I will see to it that the guards handle this matter. No problem. I had some other questions. If I may ask, are you alright? You look tired. Sergio manages a weak smile and the corners of his mouth twitch slightly. I have recently taken ill. Minor fevers, nothing more. Sometimes they make sleep difficult. Anything I could do? Sergio shakes his head. No. Thank you for your concern. I will endure. He frowned slightly. Was there something else you wanted? Yes, I had some other questions. Do you know someone named Farod? Farod, of course I know him. He frowns and his eyes gleam red. A ghoulish man, no respect for the dead, and even less for the living. He is a scavenger, a collector. Collector? Collectors make their living gathering corpses and bringing them here to the mortuary. Then we make sure the bodies receive a proper burial. So if a collector found a body, mine for example, they might have brought it here and sold it to you? Yes. Suddenly it's extremely important that I find this Farod. Do you know where I could find him? I know he resides in the Hive, the slums outside the mortuary. I do not know exactly where. Some of the other collectors may know if they'll talk to you. Oh, I had some other questions. I'm missing a journal. Have you seen one? A journal? Sergio seems confused. No, I have not seen one. Never mind then, I had some other questions. Never mind, I must take my leave. Farewell. So... let's see what we got. Ooh, 8 hit points. Nice.
Done. All right. Done.
plaque on this bio
Done.
is blank. Okay.
I'm gone.
Crescent hatchet. This huge hatchet is a crescent-shaped head. Although intimidating, it is more decorative than functional. Not only extremely heavy, but the balance is poor and the edge is dull and pitted. Despite the difficulty in using a hatchet in combat, the long handle allows the wielder to put considerable force into the swing.
Done. I'm gone.
Okay. Giant. Ooh, that scares me every time it does that. Makes me jump. Before you is a giant skeleton in ornate bronze armour. The armour has been bolted into the skeleton's frame and a series of elaborate symbols has been carved across the breastplate. You wonder where the skeleton come from. You weren't aware they made humans in this size. The huge blade in its hands looks like it weighs as much as a wagon cart. Hey, how about this skeleton, Morte? Will it do as a body? Morte grins. Is that a yes or... Oh, sorry, Morte floats up to the head of the skeleton, stares at it, and then floats back down, studying the armour and the blade. Oh yes, I think this will do. I don't know, this thing looks like more than you can handle. Then what in Baldur did you ask me if I wanted it for then? Practicing your cruelty skills? Morte bobs indignantly. And after all I've done for you. I was thinking of your safety, Morte. I'm worried attaching your head to this thing might hurt you somehow. Morte stares at you for a moment. What, did we get married at some point? Oh, what's all this? I don't want you to get hurt, Wash. Morte glares at you. If you really cared, you'd find a way to get my head on that giant skeleton's body. Sorry, I don't care about you that much. Let's go. Okay, yep. That was fun. That was amusing. Okay. Examine the giant skeleton carefully. The skeleton's intricate bronze armour is riveted into its ribcage and shoulder blades with a series of iron bolts. As you study the frame behind the armour, you notice the same iron bolts are set into the skeleton's shoulder, elbow, pelvic and knee joints, and massive thick leather cords and heavy knotty ropes run the length of the skeleton's arms and legs, woven in such a pattern that they resemble muscles and tendons. Examine the armour. Despite the armour's obvious age, it is what looks well cared for. It shines brightly and the symbols engraved in the breastplate seem to flow in firelight, shifting slightly whenever you try to focus on them. Study the symbols. Almost unconsciously you let your gaze relax as you look at the symbols. After a moment the symbols cease shifting and resolve into a trail of runes that run up and down the breastplate. Strangely enough, the interlocking patterns of runes remind you of chains, and with that thought you suddenly recall that these runes are some sort of warding enchantment. Study the runes, try to recall the enchantment. You study the patterns as they weave their way across the breastplate. On the most basic level, the runes were a lesser armour enchantment, but several skull-shaped runes and spherical tracings along the edge of the armour make you suspect several great necromantic and warding enchantments are woven in as well. Touching the skeleton will most likely cause it to awaken and defend itself. See if you can dispel the enchantment somehow. You suspect that marring the rune pattern along the breastplate could unravel the enchantments, but it looks difficult. The pattern is complicated, and scratching out the wrong portion could cause the skeleton to animate. Okay. Compare the pattern to the enchantments in the Tome of Bone and Ash, see if you can determine how they can be broken. From what you can make out from the tome, it seems the armor enchantment applies only to the breastplate. The necromantic enchantment allows the skeleton to be raised, but it's the warding enchantment that gives the skeleton its limited awareness of its surroundings. It's especially if the word mar the skeleton's wards, it would interpret as attack, unless it was blinded first, to your presence first. Okay. Mar the runes maintaining the warding enchantment food, then work backward through the rune pattern, cancelling the necromantic and then the armor enchantment. The work is difficult and nerve-wracking at first, but slowly your mind begins to focus and the runes begin to unravel beneath your attack. Within minutes, the giant skeleton has been stripped of its enchantments binding it, collapses onto the floor, falling with a crash of bones and a heavy clanging noise. Damn pile of bones. You wait for a moment, but no one responds to the sound. Moving quickly, you sift through the skeleton's parts on the floor. Most of it is too heavy or too old to be useful, but you discover a piece of skeleton's breastplate with a majority of one of the broken enchantments engraved on it. You have a feeling it could be proved useful. I'll just take it then. So... okay. See if you can dispel the enchantments. Mar the runes containing the warding first. Dispelling the enchantment is easier this time round, and the runes quickly unravel beneath your attack. Within minutes, the giant skeleton has been stripped of the enchantments binding it. Remembering what happened to the first, you catch the skeleton before it falls and with a grunt slowly lower it to the ground. Let's see what we got this time. You quickly rummage through the skeleton's remains and once again uncover a piece of the skeleton's breastplate. Like the first, this one also has a fragment of its broken enchantment engraved upon it. Could be prove useful. Just take it.
All right. I'm gone.
Okay. See what we got this time. Take it.
Can't run while I'm carrying all this. Can't run while I'm carrying all this. Can't run while I'm carrying all this. Can't run while I'm carrying all this.
That's fine, I don't want you to run.
Can't run while I'm carrying all this.
4. So what have we got? We have Rune of Lesser Warding. Invokes armor, uses armor. Upon closer examination of the runes covering the surface of the breastplate, you think you might be able to unlock the rune's power and use it to invoke a primitive warding enchantment similar to the one that protected the giant skeleton. Activating the rune will destroy the breastplate. Greater one, it gives you shield. Armor. Upon closer examination of this breastplate, you realise you didn't mar the warding beyond recognition. In fact, unlike the other breastplates, the spell that maintained the integrity of the skeleton, the giant skeleton, is mostly intact. So much so, you could either cast the runes as a spell or copy them into your spellbook and cast it as keep it as part of your arsenal. Either casting or copying the spell will destroy the breastplate, however. Note, to cast the rune as a spell, simply use it as an item. To enter the armor spell into your spellbook, click copy button on the item interface. Okay. So Don't ask me how he's carrying all that, but we'll give that to Morte. When you notice that we both leveled up and we are now level 4. Basically, I don't want to try and keep to below level 7.
Done. Done. I'm gone.
Okay. The sarcophagus appears to have been here for centuries. There is no lid. The exterior seems to be made of solid stone. This brazier has long since run dry of oil, only ashes remain in the bottom. Pen's note. This note has been written in remarkable penmanship upon the finest parchment. Vaxis, if you are reading this, then you have undoubtedly failed in your task and have been forced to use the escape route I arranged. I told you your little disguise idea was ridiculous. In any case, you'll need to lay low for a while. The dustmen may be deluded, but they are not fools, and they will certainly seek retribution for our intrusion. I've left you some coins. Use them to secure a hiding place in the hive, preferably in Ragpicker Square. Dustmen will be unwilling to look for you there. Once you've secured a new hiding place, I have a new mission for you. Find out where Farod is getting those bodies he's delivering to the Mortuary. It's apparently causing the dustmen a great deal of upset, and I wouldn't mind knowing myself. Reports are that the stone-faced dustman at the Gathering Dust Bar, Initiate Emmerich, I think the fool's name is, has been sending out finders to try and mark Farod's movements. See if you can find out how far along he is and hinder his efforts until we know more about Farod's activities. I don't want Emmerich finding out something before we do. Pen. Okay. So, we have escaped the mortuary, and what seems to be shadows looked basically seemed to appear at where we were, which is not a good thing, I imagine. So, anyway, I will leave it there. This has been Vane doing Let's Play Planescape Torment. If you like what you're seeing here, be sure to like, subscribe, share and comment. Please consider sponsoring me on Patreon, and until next time, goodbye.